We're down to the final few days of Season 3, which means the end is near here before we jump over into Season 4. So today, I want to take a little bit of time and talk about some things that you should accomplish and what you should be on the lookout for, because this season's end is a little bit different compared to other seasons in the past. So as we go along, let me know your thoughts down below. What do you guys think of Season 3 so far? Has there been anything that really has stood out to you that you really enjoyed? Whatever it is, feel free to let me know your thoughts. But as well, if you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Warzone and anything COD related, especially as we gear up for Season 4 here. We're on that road to 500,000 subscribers, so if you guys would like to join the community, I'd love to have you. That said, let's jump right into it. So generally speaking, the ends of seasons are usually times that are relatively straightforward. I mean, we have that changeover from season to season, and then new content is introduced here via timed release after a title update. But this season is a little bit different. We are still, of course, going to see that major changeover with new content coming as of next week, and what we see here in terms of new releases for maps, weaponry, battle passes, operators, and so on and so forth. But going away with Season 3 are a couple of different things that you're definitely going to want to be aware of. So to jump off with it, the biggest here of these changes are actually going to be coming within Warzone and the map of Verdansk. Now, as awesome as it was to see Nakatomi Plaza, the CIA bunker, the survivor camps, and things like that actually in the game being added into Warzone, the final remnants of that are actually going to be going away as of the end of Season 3. We ended up seeing a little bit ago that we had the CIA outpost and the survivor camps actually removed as of the end of the 80s Action Heroes event, so with 2 weeks left on the season still, in which case that also then brought with it the removal of the Easter egg that was in Nakatomi Plaza, how you could open up the vault, then get things like an advanced UAV, a ton of cash, specialist bonus, and a contraband contract that came along with that as well. Those things were already removed. The things that remained, though, outside of that were simply Nakatomi Plaza, the entire sprawling skyscraper with multiple levels of play that was available here and still is at the moment, but will be going away for the end of Season 3. Now, pending no new introduction in terms of additional POIs or points of interest or alterations to others within Season 4, it's going to revert back to the Verdansk 1984 that we ended up seeing at the start of Season 3 and for a couple of weeks to follow, in which that skyscraper is going to be replaced once again with the skyscraper under construction like it was at the beginning of the season, so simply returning downtown Verdansk to how it was beforehand. Honestly, I'd be cool with Nakatomi Plaza staying. I think it's pretty cool to have that multi-tier. It didn't actually work out as bad as I thought it would be. At first, I thought this was going to be a camper's haven, but truthfully told, I think it's a cool fixture within Verdansk, and I'd be lying if I said I was excited that it's going away. And also, one strange thing to me is just the fact that they built out this entire map piece and then are going to be removing it here in the future. It was only around for a month's time, 4 weeks or something like that. So maybe it comes back in the future. Maybe we see this introduced later on down the line, as we saw with the construction site here, that changeover to the control center within Rebirth Island that was initially introduced here with the nuke event, in which it was available for like 12 hours or so, and then it was finally added back in as of a couple of weeks ago. So maybe that's the case, but for the time being, just know that the map pieces within Warzone introduced in the 80s Action Heroes event are going to be going away. But that also means that the 80s Action Heroes game modes are going to be going away as well. Power Grab and the like will be going away. Same thing with Rambo's gun game, Die Hardpoint, and that 80s Action Mosh Pit in Black Ops Cold War. So it's not going to be only seen within Warzone, these changes taking effect. So if you like those game modes, they're likely going to be pulled as well. It is possible we see those pop up from time to time, perhaps maybe as a party mode sometime down the line. But to make room for new modes and new content being introduced into both games, those are not going to be on the main rotation come the Season 4 changeover. Now, that's really the big stuff that differentiates this season compared to other seasons that have changed over into new content here with this, but that also doesn't mean that it's the only thing that you should be aware of, because there still are a bunch of things that if you haven't completed it just yet, you might want to step on it here before time is finished. So such things including, and probably the biggest, is making sure that you complete your battle pass. This is something that you have 100 tiers of content to grind through here if you bought into it, or if you were even just doing the free route here with it. But for the battle pass, there's a lot of cool stuff that you may want to take advantage of, including that PPSH variant, the loud pipe. That's probably my favorite reward that we have here out of this new battle pass content, or I guess not really new, new, but this season's content. Then you of course have things like the Roman Opulence MP5 blueprint, the Space Probe AK-47 blueprint, and other stuff like that that is at the higher level tiers of the battle pass. So if you haven't completed it already, make sure you do so, because once they're gone, they're usually gone. I'm pretty sure that's actually a legal thing, that they can't bring those items back without some legal vulnerability there. So if you want any of these items, make sure you jump on and grab them while the opportunity's still there. Next up, the big one, of course, outside of that, is to make sure you hit Prestige Master here if you care at all about that completion on a season. Level 200 plus ends up granting you that Prestige Master denomination, and also, if you care at all about that completionist sort of bragging rights, you'll also end up netting yourself a brand new star to add to your ribbon list that goes throughout the 6 seasons here with this. You have 1 per season with the ultimate goal of being Prestige Master 6 with that full 100% completion associated with it. That's something that is probably lesser cared about, but if you at all do, make sure you hit level 200. Myself, I'm probably not going to do there. Little trade secret here. This is actually pre-recorded as of last week. I'm currently on vacation by the time this is going live, so haven't been able to play since last Saturday. Won't be able to until quite literally the Season 4 update. So we'll see how this goes. Maybe I ended up getting it, maybe I didn't, but make sure you guys do so that you're not in that bind like I was. Talking rank, the very bare minimum thing that I'd suggest you try and end up hitting if you haven't done so, I would wager that the majority of people, if you've played at all over the past 2 months here or so, is getting to at least level 50. Because with this season, as with others, you end up getting a brand new blueprint at level 50, completing that first prestige of the season, if you will, where 4 are introduced on the overall season. This season's level 50 reward was the LW3 Tundra Disarmament blueprint, which comes along with the 29.1-inch combat recon barrel, Ember sighting point, Ultra Zoom Custom, the Patrol Grip, and the Vandal Speed Loader. This one was a pretty cool build in terms of the blueprint design. If I was going to use it here on the Tundra, I'd change quite a bit of it, if not everything on it for, say, Warzone and or Cold War, but it fits the theme of the season quite well, the aftermath of a nuke, in which we both see that in Warzone, and Mount Yamantau here for the MP lore going on within Black Ops Cold War. But if you haven't hit level 50, make sure you at least get to that. Of course, if you do end up getting past level 200, though, know a couple of things. Firstly, there is a rank reset on the horizon, as there is with every single seasonal changeover, so that means that whenever you end up hitting whatever prestige you do as your final prestige, that's your sort of checkpoint here. You'll go back to that level 1 with Season 4, and then be able to work from there. So if you are Prestige Master within this season, you'll end up being able to just jump right into the brand new prestiges that come along with it. But if you're not, you'll have a little bit more to work towards with that whenever you go into the next season. But also know that whatever you want from the Prestige shop, in some cases, will be locked up. Things like your Legacy calling cards, those you can end up getting without actually having to be Prestige Master. You just need the Prestige keys available with it, which a lot of players may. Myself, I haven't gotten anything here out of the Prestige shop since it was introduced, so I have an ample amount of them. But when you get to things like your Prestige calling cards, if you didn't get to a certain Prestige, you won't be able to get some certain calling cards, and then also that Prestige Master section will be entirely locked once again after this reset. So if you want anything here from this that you can end up utilizing, make sure you purchase it before that shift so that you can end up getting it without the long wait period of having to get to level 200 once again. Same thing with those Prestige icons. Granted, you wouldn't be able to use it anyway once you end up getting that rank reset in place and you're no longer Prestige Master, but it is something that will relock for all users before they get to level 200 with the seasonal refresh as well. The final thing that I really want to talk about is something that, again, may be lesser cared about depending on who you are, but those seasonal challenges will once again change over and be introduced with more of them, though I've heard that you can actually go back and retroactively do some of these. I have yet to really test this fully, so you may not lose out on them entirely per se, but just know that there's going to be a refresh here with that. So that is something to be aware of if you're going for any of these. Make sure you try and get as much progress done as possible. But that said, that is the end of Season 3 here within Black Ops Cold War and Warzone, and a couple of different bigger changes here as opposed to other seasonal changeovers. So that's going to wrap it up. Just wanted to keep you guys in the loop and let you know everything you need to here ahead of schedule and ahead of time with Season 4's launch looming over the horizon. So let me know your thoughts down below. What do you guys think of this year? Are you looking forward to anything going away? Are you going to miss Nakatomi Plaza and the other 80s action heroes locations in Warzone? Whatever it is, feel free to let me know your thoughts. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to drop a like down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Warzone, Cold War, and anything COD related, especially as around into Season 4 here. It's coming up very soon. So if you guys want to stay up to date with all of that, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected outside of YouTube. Probably live on both those. If you guys want to start a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, that link is down there in the description below. That said, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.